What are you going to do to reach your goal, your ultimate purpose of what you want for your life, how you want your life to look? What are you going to do about that? When are you going to take charge and say, I'm not going to just wait for it to happen. I'm going to start taking steps. That is what I am getting ready to do. And I'm going to document this journey that I am on. And I'm going to take you guys with me, and hopefully inspire some other ladies to do, and gentlemen, whoever's here, to do the same. Because when I tell you I am tired of the same old, I am tired of the same old. It is after 7 o'clock, almost 7:30, and am just getting back into the area where I live. I left my house at 6 o'clock this morning, maybe 6:15. So I have been gone 13 hours. Of that 13, 3 hours was commuting. My job takes me an hour and a half to get there in the morning, an hour and a half to 2 hours in the evening. That is not what I want for my life. That is not what I feel that I'm called to, what my purpose is. And so I'm going to do something about it. And I'm going to lay out for you guys what my plan is, because this is crazy. This is not sustainable. I've been at this job for about a year and a half, and I can't do it forever. There's no way I can keep this commute going. Now, I do work from home a couple of days a week, but even the days I'm in the office 2 to 3 days a week, and even that is so absolutely draining. Can't do it forever. So I need to start an exit plan. And so I'm going to begin by sharing what my thoughts are around maybe what makes sense to do. And I hope that you guys stick around and maybe can glean some ideas from it. If you see me looking down, I'm trying to watch where I'm walking, because this is where I am. I'll show you guys, this is where I am today. I am at this beautiful lake, and I am sure that there are geese around. You can see the sun is setting. You see it on the treetops over there. And I don't want to step in anything, but I know that God has put me on this planet to inspire people to pursue their purpose. I really do believe that we all have something that we are put here to do, people that we specifically are to help. There is somebody who needs your story, your experience, your compassion, your personality, because we're not all the same, right? Even we don't all have the same personality. We don't all have the same level of empathy. So I believe that we are all so unique that we all have a specific job and assignment that God has for us. And we don't have forever to do it, because either we're going to get called home, or Jesus is going to come back. One of those two things are going to happen first, and then we're at the end of our time. And I don't want to be at the end of my time and not having accomplished what God had for me to do. And so I want to encourage other people to do the same. That is what I feel passionate about, is encouraging people to get up, take charge, figure out what it is that you're supposed to do. And I talked on other videos about how you can begin to discern what your purpose is. And now it's time to start taking those action steps. It's time to say, you know what, I'm not going to wait for the perfect set of life circumstances. I'm not going to just wait for it to happen to me, but what can I do now to begin to come up with a plan. And so in order for me to do the things that I dream of doing, and I believe that God has put those dreams and desires in my heart, the dream of writing, speaking, teaching, showing up here to encourage, mentoring, I have got to have time freedom. I've got to have location freedom. This is where I want to work from. I want to work from the beauty of creation when I feel like it, when the weather permits, you know, when it's going to be cold and snowy in a few months, yeah, I'll have to be back inside. But when I can be out here, why can't I be out here and be writing a piece that is a blog that's going to inspire somebody? Why can't I be out here and just meditating and being creative and asking the Lord in prayer walks what it is that he would have me to tell his daughters and his sons if they're here? Why can't I do that? There's no reason why I can't if I come up with a plan. I don't want to be in corporate America. I don't want to have a 3-hour commute. I don't want to sit at a desk all day. There's so much more I feel that God has called me to do. So this is my plan. This is my step one, because I don't have it all figured out. And I'm going to be walking it out with you guys. And you'll see my plan unfold as I go along. You'll see things grow. And I hope it inspires you to do the same, because I'm just a regular person. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I believe in myself. I believe I can do it. I've had businesses in the past that have been successful. The most successful business that I've had, because the obvious question is, well, if you've been a business owner in the past, then why do you no longer own your business? And if it was successful. So the main reason is because I had a indoor farming business. I was what you call like a vertical farmer, if you've ever heard of that. I grew microgreens, and you grow them indoors in these vertical grow racks, and they're under grow lights. So it's a completely indoor operation. So it's 365 days a year. And I sold at farmers markets. I sold at restaurants. I had a couple restaurants that, I would deliver to, coffee shops, and they put it on avocado toast and things like that. And some health food stores that I would deliver to as well. So I built up a following on Instagram. Well, my kids did, because I'm not huge on like anything other than YouTube, meaning like I don't participate on Facebook or Instagram. So I think my kids set up the Instagram. We had quite a few people on our email list, and it was thriving. The problem was it was 365. That means that you never got a day off. Every single day they had to be watered. You had to plant more trays, you had to harvest, and it was very physically demanding. So there was a lot of standing and a lot of lifting of heavy things. And once I threw my back out, another time I threw a shoulder out, and it's manual labor. It's farming. It's manual labor. And so like the show must go on, or else your crop dies, and that's your money. And so as I got into my 50s, I was like, okay, this is not sustainable for the rest of my life. I can't be 65, 70 doing this. So that is why we closed down the business, and I went back to corporate, where I would have paid vacation days and, health insurance that was included as part of my benefits package that I didn't have to buy separately. Like all of those things, just being very, realistic about the fact that as an older person, I would not be able to run that operation on my own. So that was that. But I know that what that showed me is that I can do it, right? It showed me that I absolutely can run a business, build a clientele, build repeat customers. So I know it's possible. So I'm now trying to do it online so that I don't have the same restrictions of, you know, physically it being a problem, or it's 365. I don't have, because even though I had my own business, I did not have time or location freedom. I had to work every single day, and I had to be home to work because that's where my farm was. So that is what I want to change and do differently. And so there are two channels. One is Renee Coakley on YouTube. The other one, her name is Glow, Glo. I don't know her full YouTube channel, but both of them are, if you just searched Glow on YouTube, I think it would come up. And both of them are starting challenges on September 1st to show up every day on YouTube. I think it's for 100 days. I think it's a 100-day YouTube challenge. And it is to help new creators get known, get comfortable with the camera, get comfortable with sharing and, all the things. Now, I don't necessarily want to be a quote unquote YouTuber, but what I do want to do is use YouTube to find my people, find my women who feel like they could benefit from what my life experience has taught me so far, and the encouragement that I can provide, the lessons that I can share. And so I want to use YouTube as a door to find my people who would be interested in getting a weekly email of inspiration or teaching or sharing, or would want to connect in a mentoring group and a community of women of faith who are being very intentional about reaching for their purpose, moving away from the toxic, the drama, the trauma, healing, going through that transformation to put themselves in a position to go after their purpose. And so I'll be showing up every day. And I figured, you know what? Today is August 25th. Why wait? I'm going to start kind of prepping now. I'll still show up every day to the best of my ability. I'm going to start thinking about what are the things that I've learned in life, stories that I can share that will bless somebody else, and really try to walk out in real time with you guys as my accountability what it looks like to go after your dreams, to reach for your purpose and really start to walk in it. Because you know that saying that insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So I don't want to be one of those people that just talks about it and dreams about it and hopes about it and wishes about it and even prays about it. While I will do all of those things, I also want to figure out what steps I can start to take. And they may be small now because my time is limited as I'm still working a full-time job, but I think that I can be intentional about finding times in the cracks and in the crevices of my current schedule to begin to move closer, so that tomorrow I'm one day closer than I was today. And it'll just have a compounding effect. And I'll get there. Maybe it'll take me a year, maybe it'll take me 2 years, but one day I'll be able to leave this job that is just not feeding my spirit or my soul. It's not, it allows me somewhat on the days that I work from home to do the things that I love, like writing and teaching and encouraging, but 2 days a week is not going to get me there as fast as I want to go. I do have a 91-year-old mother that I want to be able to stay home with and care for 100% of the time. My preference is not to have to bring in a nurse, but be able to work from home to care for her. Now, right now, she doesn't need the care 100% of the time. You guys can see we're losing light here, but that's not always going to be the case. She's 91. So 93, 95, she might need somebody at the house all the time. I want to be able to do that for her. So you guys, wish me luck. Let me know if you check out those 2 channels and decide to join the challenge, because we've got things to do. God created us, like Esther says, for such a time as this. I believe we were all born at just the right time. There's a reason why we weren't born in the 1900s or the late 1800s. There's a reason why we exist right now, because there's somebody waiting out there, and the internet allows us to reach people all over the world. So if you want to jump in and say, I'm going to go after my purpose, I want my passions to be a reality sooner rather than later, I would love for you to follow along with my journey and hopefully start yours. So with that, even though it's not September 1st, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all.